Hell's Paradise, one of the animes that we sort of slept on, and as our apology for it, we decided to recap the whole first season for you. All right, guys, Brent here, back with the man, the myth, the Marvel. As we cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, and in today's episode, Hell's Paradise, Season 1. And I gotta say, I'm kind of upset we missed this one. I know Chainsaw Man was ripping and roaring near the time this was out, and we had other animes like Demon Slayer going on, but I'm kind of upset we missed this. How do you feel about Hell's Paradise now that I talked you into watching this first season?
I'm very happy you talked me into it. Again, we're trying to catch up on a lot of animes, and as we catch up on them, we're definitely going to try and get some out and do some videos on them just to give our key thoughts and takeaways from it. But Hell's Paradise is definitely one that was slept on for us, and I'm glad you made me watch it. Like this starts off, with a pretty high stake, and then by the second episode, it's just straight banger. And the opening song is no slouch either. It's pretty cool.
Because I was gonna say, like, the opening theme, I thought was amazing. I think it might be one of my favorite openings. I think Naruto might still have one of my openings. It was one of the Shippuden openings. Everyone will hit me in the comments knowing exactly which one I'm referencing because it's just kind of a stoic favorite. But I mean, just from the introduction of Gabimaru and how he is supposed to be this hollow human being, no heart, no soul, no compassion, none of that. And then you kind of learn that because of how he was handled with Osa, and then now that he's getting reintroduced to kind people like Sagiri, Yuzuriha, Huka, and Mai, he's changing. Our boy is evolving in front of us, and he went from I hate my wife. She was the epitome of the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And then by the end of season 1, he's like, I will kill everyone and everything I possibly can to get back to her, to the point that he almost broke Yuzuriha's arm twice because she was trying to hug up on him, and he's like, I'm a married man.
Mhm.
I don't float like that. So I was like, Gabby might be one of my favorite MCs of anime. Just period. He doesn't have the whiny characteristics. He doesn't cry about anything that he shouldn't be. He's just a deeply conflicted dude whose life has been never in his hands, and now that he's finally getting some sense of control, albeit in this terrible environment, he's seizing the moment. There's nothing I can feel wrong with that, and his powers, super cool. The creator for this anime did a outstanding job in my mind. How do we feel about some of the characters or some of the fights, Will?
Well, again with Gabby, like I said, he's logical. That's why he's thinking through everything and trying to figure stuff out. He's not just sitting there like, oh, I'm just gonna show my power. Like he actually tried to talk some guys down before fighting. Like, there's gotta be a better way we can figure this out. Otherwise I'm gonna have to, take you all out. And then there was no hesitation on his part once they determined, hey, no, we're gonna kill you. Okay, we'll handle this. So Gabby is, absolutely fantastic in that aspect. As far as some of the other characters, I really like Sagiri. She's trying to deal with the struggle and the weight of being, a samurai. Having to take out people and the lives that she has to take whenever she does her executions. She's trying to learn how to carry that weight and how to better channel it. So I think it's an interesting argument, and her coming up as a woman in this profession is definitely difficult for her. We see it throughout the course of the episode and how some of them talk down to her, but she's also dealing with that struggle and how she wants to get stronger and be better and prove that she can be just as good a swordsman as anyone else, like with no question. So I love her struggle. I love that she's trying to figure all that stuff out. Now, Yuzahira, like she's an interesting.
Yuzuriha? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm gonna butcher some of these names, people, so bear with me. I think that she's a fun little relief, but I think definitely she's got some dark stuff going on. Not sure to what extent, but I think that she's gonna kind of be there, and she just kind of wants to get through and go on about her merry business. So I'm not sweating her too much, but definitely gonna see how she goes. Now, one of the ones that I really am nervous about is your boy Chobe. Like, he is on one. Him and his
Hmm.
brother, again, they're it kind of reminds me of me and my brother. So like, because I like the character and I like where he's going, like how he's, relentless and getting stuff done, and he's always trying to take care of his brother. I can kind of see where this is going to go, and I feel like, yeah, he's going to end up being, one of the ones that Gabby's going to have to probably face off with at some point. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a team thing. Like no, we gonna scrap because he's getting stronger as things go on, and again, he's not going to leave his brother behind. He's got to figure it out. So he's dangerous. He is a wild animal that is been caged for too long, and now he's getting set free. So it's about to be really nasty. And again, these fights, again, the episode 2 fight where they got to trim the fat.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say trim the fat. Like, they go in, and people really start to show their tenacity, and I'm here for it, all of it.
And then my boy Chobe was the first one who was like, "All right, we're gonna trim the fat." He was like, "No one's stopping me. No one's stopping me. I'm gonna keep doing this. All right, no one's stopping me. All right, this is what you wanted, right? Okay, cool." And then he just goes ahead and continues doing what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and he's clearly on one. And I honestly feel like, and just for everyone's preface, if you manage to make it 6.5 minutes, we haven't read a minute of the manga. Once
Mhm.
I finish season 2, I might read the manga. But again, season 2 hasn't come out yet, so I'm just gonna struggle to figure out what we got going on here. But Chobe, I feel like, is gonna get his brother killed. I feel like he's gonna reach heights that his brother just can't follow. And by his endless pursuit of power, he's gonna get his brother killed. I just feel that terrible sense. Like, I always root for darker anime characters. Dabi from My Hero Academia is one of my favorite characters. Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, one of my favorite characters. Anytime you can introduce a dark character with some level of intricacy and some huge, it's got like pertinence to the plot, I'm in. And Chobe is dark. He's willing to do anything, and it's not like he even contemplates morals or what this was right or this was wrong. He's like, I do what's good for me and my own for survival. That's how Chobe handles his life. And he's always seemed to act first, think second. Him and Gabby are the exact opposite. Gabby thinks first, then acts. Chobe
Mhm.
acts and then worries about how to think it through afterwards. Chobe's just gotten exceptionally lucky in the fact he figured out how to start eating the Tao or eating the Ton so he could activate his Tao and use that to his benefit. And people were saying that there were characters in this show that you would be absolutely enamored with. Chobe and Gabimaru, I love them both. Shion is also super, super cool. And I don't normally root for dudes who are just straight up the good stoic character. Shion is that guy, but they
Well,
handled it the right way.
they did handle it the right way. I think with going and showing his backstory with his students, he's trying to take in the street urchins and teach them and try to get them to understand, that there's a better way to do things. That was great. But even when it comes down to it, it's like you find out that some people just can't be taught. And the fact is that he had to silence one of his own students at one point because they went back to the life. That's heartbreaking for that character. And then of course him having another issue with I believe Tenza, so that Tenza was running around and knows the Asaiman for Nuragai. Again, butcher some of these names, but again he was taking care of her, and Shion even looked at it as like, why are you taking care of her? And but he understood that, okay, like, you have a purpose and you're trying to do what you need to do. So eventually he respected it, and even when the fight just kind of blew up when we had one of the Tenzin show up, Zujin, and she started wrecking shop. Like, Tenza, who was outmatched, still sacrificed himself to give them time to get away because he knew that his master was more important than he was to continue to train new generations or whatever. Like, that was like so awesome in itself. The fact that he grew up to be that selfless character after being a street urchin. He wanted to train even though he wanted to quit, and he got through that fight with his goal in mind, which was saving the other two, and sacrificed himself. Like, this stuff is epic. Like, whatever Mappa is doing, The as far as animation is fantastic, and the creator's vision, like yo, he has been on one with these stories, and I'm here for it.
And it's like they did lovable idiot correctly, because like he had the moment where it's like Neuro Guy is walking around on the beach topless. He figures out Neuro Guy ain't a dude. I thought Neuro Guy was a dude. Neuro Guy was a chick disguised as a dude playing another dude. Just to throw that movie quote, but like Neuro Guy is a chick, and then just walking on top, he's like, oh, he immediately covers. He doesn't even think twice about it. He's like, I'm not looking. I'm not bothered with this. You are a child. What in the world is going on? She's like, I'm gonna fall in love and marry you. And he's just, no, new. We're not discussing this. We're not even having this conversation. But he still's like, I'm gonna take you in, take you under my wing a little bit. We'll do what's right. And he always just did what he believed was right. And people love characters that struggle forward. That's character growth, and seeing people persevere through their life circumstances is always great to see. And this creator did a fantastic job with everything going on. And I'm just deeply also fascinated with Mai. I know the fights are absolutely amazing. And then when Mai showed up, saved Gabimaru, did a little magic bubble thing.
Yeah.
And now that she's slowly evolving as her powers are being used, she's getting bigger and bigger just as an actual person. She started to see how Gabimaru is the perfect balance between light and dark,
Mhm.
which is something he's deeply struggled with, and it's what Sakuri's been struggling with. She wants to be the perfect amount of light to take out the dark. Gabimaru has been the perfect amount of dark to take out the light, and now they're slowly just breaking even. And will it be enough to stop everyone and maybe go back at a certain point and try and take out Osa, save his wife? I mean, there's a lot to break down in this series. I can't say enough good things. This was a sleeper show for me that I love.
I mean, there's still a lot of questions to be answered with the way that it leaves off, because I'm wondering, what happened. Like, we got to figure out how the Tensen is, how we know how they one created the rest of them, but how are they fully operating? We know that it's a lot of you know blood and sex and stuff involved in this, and that's how they manage their strength and stuff like that. Is they have to, you know, have sex with each other or something to that degree, so that to understand the intricacies of male versus female, and which form suits them better to do their kind of stuff. Understanding that again, with everything, the Tao being the equal to Ki, being the balance of weakness versus strength. That's the only way you're able to understand it, is once you acknowledge your weakness and acknowledge your strength at the same time. People are getting more and more attuned with their abilities, and we see that with, again, Assassin Chick. I'm not gonna try and butcher her name again. Gabby, Assassin Chick, Chobe. Like, they're learning more about how to operate, and this is really good. And then you have with, Gabby's wife, like, she's there for a reason. Like, what is her thing? Like, I kind of feel like the chief who has survived numerous fights. And so, like, you've seen him, or it looks like he should be dead by some of the blows and stuff that he's taken, and he's still alive. So it's like, is he one of those creatures? Is he the immortal, one of those immortal type creatures? Can he survive forever? Is he using his daughter as a plant to get Gabby? Did he set him up to go find elixir because he needs more elixir? I got so many ideas running through my head about what is the reason Gabby is involved in this. Like, he's there for a reason. There's an underlying cause, but I don't know what it is. And we just end where we end. I'm like, I need answers. Come back, please. Show, come back.
Yeah, because like, and then the one thing that really got me hung up on is one of the Tenzin, when they were being finished being killed, or it was before he started fighting with Shion, Yuzuriha, and all of them. He's like, you guys would make great specimens. And anytime anyone throws out the word specimen in any show, I automatically think lab. So I think there's something more going on scientific than just the sense of it, because these people used almost something akin to like Baldur's Gate 3, where it was like this whole grand thing of, we're using a religion to kind of brainwash everybody so we can kind of do what we want behind the scenes, uninvolved. And it was like, yeah, he straight up said to Hookah, like, everything we told you was a lie. It was just to keep the natives in line. I can't believe you guys bought that. He's like, but again, you guys aren't going to live long enough to tell anybody, so it doesn't matter to me. and then he ends up and going ahead and gets himself offed. So it sounds like he had a lot of answers. He was a big talker, but this show was great. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. If you haven't checked out Hell's Paradise, it's a darker anime. Do not watch it with your kids for any number of reasons. I'll be throwing up like little videos here and there of what I can, but at the same time, this is one of those animes you're just probably gonna have to listen to us talk because the blood, the sex, the gore, all of it, and the way it's animated is beautiful, but it ain't for the young ones. YouTube won't like it. Just letting you guys know. We'll have other animes that we've missed. We'll cover at another point in time because it seems like we're finally reaching that point where the content itself is starting to slow down. We'll have plenty of stuff to keep you guys informed. There's always something to talk about. And we at Geek Variants will always do that for you. I don't have anything else. Go check this out. Will, you feel much the same?
Uh, Definitely much the same. So shout out to the creator Yuji, like he did his thing. So check this one out. If you haven't already listened to us, like even just us talking about it does not do it justice. Go check it out.
Be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. You've listened to us talk for 16 minutes. I can't imagine why you'd still be here and not already subscribed to the channel. We cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, and more. We're here for you all the time. We'll be back later on this week to discuss the finale of Gen V, more Jujutsu Kaisen, and Loki Season 2, which has been immaculate. Go ahead and check all that out. See you in the next one.